Okay, welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Outer World Spacer's Choice Edition. I was hoping that yesterday was going to be the last day that we were in Emerald. I think it's called Emerald Region, something like that. Anyways, the introduction to the game, world map. Unfortunately, like around 9:30, it started thundering and raining a lot. I lost power, so it cut off the video for me, unfortunately. But we're back at it. We are back, and hopefully we could go ahead and finish the video this time around. It's not raining so far, so that's a plus right now. So let's go ahead and see, because we don't have much. We finished 2 of the side quests. We just got to finish the main story. So I just got to turn them in, basically. I do need to do a little bit more for the main story, but basically it's just turning in the 2 last tasks and going from there. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. I think we're close by, but we'll go ahead and fast travel. And literally, once I got into the city, that's when the power went out. So I think you guys got to see up to that point or something. I don't know, pretty close. Yes, I was talking to this guy turning in that one mission. So basically, that was the last thing that you guys saw. And he's not here. Okay. So he's over here. Oh, he's in here. Wow, so last time he was actually outside. Oh, because this is the main quest.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it? You killed my garden, destroyed my community, sentenced my flock to a lifetime of slavery in Edgewater for a power regulator. Well, shit, I wish it was personal. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left.
That's reasonable.
That's as much of the story as you need to hear. You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or are you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same 4 walls together. Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients. Edgewater Cemetery's got corpses aplenty. Enough for a generation's worth of crops. Look at that. The snake's come back.
Okay, she's not too happy. I want to speak to one person specifically, that way we could go ahead and turn this in. There we go. This is the guy. I don't want to talk to the rest yet.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead. No kidding. Really? Well, which one? Look at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special, on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me. Well, don't keep me in suspense. Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment. Well, don't keep me in suspense. The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit. What's on your mind? Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. At least I think of them that way. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious. We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go. Mostly on account of my incompetence. I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... I mean, we could really use... this isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you.
Okay, before we talk to this guy, let's go ahead and turn in that side quest. And over here, I should be able to turn that in.
Shipper today. Guess he wasn't playing.
Nope, not there. So, let me check my reputation real quick, because I think everybody's kind of okay with me now. Kind of. They're not entirely, but they're getting there, 92%.
Never seen the Vale lit up like this before. Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, well, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I
Oh,
would
nice amount of
reward you with the
experience.
gratitude of the Resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple bits for your trouble, and a little something to remember me by.
We've got quite a bit. Ooh, almost at level 8. Nice. What is this? Ah, a unique weapon. So we found 3 unique weapons. Not bad. 3 unique weapons, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, 3. Okay, let's go ahead and go back in. We should be back on our... Yep. Trying to convince us that to stay down, that's gonna be the hard part. Let's see what happens.
Something you need?
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts? Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's Choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town. Her son got sick with plague a couple years back. Company never gave us enough medication to treat the whole town. So I had to choose, you see. Adelaide's child, or someone else's. She's never forgiven me. I don't expect she ever will. I have been holding this town together with both hands. You can't just expect me to leave. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home. I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic. The very notion is just grotesque. A raw vegetable? Why don't you just ask me to go chew the bark off of a tree? We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat Saltuna here, and only Saltuna. Processed, liquefied, retextured Saltuna rendered in a chemical bath, of course. Well, mostly Saltuna. We've been experiencing a Saltuna shortage, you see. So we've had to improvise. We've added wood chips, some mushrooms, bit of sand. Tossed some canid bits in our processor once. It all tastes like salt tuna in the end. Health is a state of mind, friend. Afflictions in one's body are reflections of afflictions in one's work ethic and attitude. Now listen, I do not know what pretty rhetoric Adelaide has fed you, but plagues are a simple fact of life. You'll excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil? If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me. A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them. No such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement. I have always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy. I do. Adelaide's found a cure for the plague, and she knows how to tend a crop. She's what this town needs.
Look at that. The snake's come back. I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward. You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
There we go, we made it to level 8. Where am I? Oh, yeah, we need a raise. Return to your ship.
I know, I'm trying to think.
Hope Adelaide's okay. Sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what to do is all. Adelaide said that? Was she sober at the time? I never imagined she'd step foot in Edgewater long as Reed ran the town. Something must have changed in Edgewater. Adelaide's good as family. If she's going back, so are we.
Okay, so they agreed to go back. Let's go ahead and fast travel. Actually, let me go to the city and see if they're over there now. Just out of curiosity, I want to see if they do travel back. Let's see.
Had your rations yet?
Yep. Wonder if the plague's ever gonna pass.
Yeah. Oh, sealed off. Interesting.
Heard you've been taking down marauders.
I want to take a good look around here before we get out of here. I think I cleared out everything from here. Okay, we're ready to get out of here.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling. I've worked on the occasional supply coach in need of repairs. Once I built a little model craft out of spare parts, but Mr. Thompson found out and I had to take it apart. I want to ask you something, and you can say no, but can I come with you? I could tend to your engine, I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, ma'am. Captain. I can call you Captain now. I got a captain.
So silly. Of course you got a captain. Call me Captain Genocide. Ah, you're
Well,
here.
I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
You're also gonna
By
claim a
verity,
room?
by strength. What are we contemplating today? I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him. That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures. Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
Aren't you handy?
I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifest to track the Philosophist's off-world destination. Thank you, Captain. As always, what are we... Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist School of Thought, so the book is banned in this colony. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition. That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town, much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them. My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it. They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me. The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction. I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated. I've been called that more than once. What about you? What's your story? And how did he do that? Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now? That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you? A commendable attitude.
That was a good thing you did, Captain. Helping to bring the deserters and Edgewater folks back together. I hope you rest well on that.
Okay, so where are we heading now?
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
I got this. I got this. Vicar Max, are you gonna go somewhere or are you just gonna stand there? Ooh. What is this? Captain's quarters is sealed! Dang it. Okay, what about over here? So this is a new area because I didn't see that earlier. I guess this is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For my 6 crewmates. Nice. This is where we're gonna watch movies. Okay. I like what I see. I like what I... Ooh, so we can play games. What's this? Bathroom, maybe? Let me see what the reputation ended up being. Let's see. Reputation ended up being for 0. Of course, we're not... No good there. The board doesn't really like us. Oh, they kind of do and they kind of don't. 100%. 100%. Oh, wait. Yeah. That's where I want to go. Take it to anywhere. Speak with Ada. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. We're gonna be able to move again. Oh, I haven't slept in a while. Let's sleep. There we go. Anything that I could go ahead and... Yes, we could go ahead and break down this bad boy. The grenades. And that gun. We're keeping that. Anything that we could tinker, modify, no. But we could probably tinker with certain things. Let's see, that's still 97, so we're good there. That's 97, 100, 100, 100, 100. Tinkering. I guess we're good. Let's go ahead and fly out of here.
What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Let's go then. Take this unreliable ship and do something.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Ah, okay.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
A kick me sign, nice.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kelly. In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures, more than capable of tearing you limb from limb. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Kelly. Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place, and we can start by reviving the Hope.
I agree with that. Reviving the Hope sounds like that.
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her. Criminals? Goodness, no. Smuggling is a perfectly legitimate business venture. If misappropriating board property is a crime, well then, throw me in Tartarus. Plenty of ways to make money in Halcyon, you know. Not all are above board. Oh, above board, above the Halcyon board. Get it? Ah, well, sophisticated humor, puns. Appreciation of puns is a sign of advanced intellect, you know. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits, first-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you. only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram. A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What
Yes.
inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprints. It modulates your
Impressive.
voice and sweetens your breath.
Sweetens your breath? What?
Science, that's how.
Science? That's the explanation? Science?
The beauty is they don't expect it. The shroud is the only one of its kind. We humans have a tendency to overlook the unexpected. Activate the disguise, walk past someone. What do they see? A figure dressed like a fellow employee. Don't act odd. They won't focus on you. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Nope, I need to find that item. I am interested. Let me see. Journal. What are we looking at? Optional. We're looking for that optional companion quest. Vicar Max. Okay. And he has what? Two-handed melee weapon? Let's give him something a little bit better. We'll give him... Yeah, because this little thing I don't think is going to do much. Well, it does 124 damage. It's a level 8. And this is a level 8 as well. It's better than what I have. Let's see what he does. Dialogue skills, okay. And what? So 11, okay. Yeah, his equipment is better than mine. That's a shame. I can't do that one yet. Okay. We're gonna accept. Crap. We'll go ahead and pick that. Apply. Distance close. Aggressive, yeah. The rest can stay the way it is. Okay, let's go ahead and find that item. I gotta go up. What is this? Is this something that I can press? No, it's not something that I can press. What is this? Oh, we're still on the ground. We haven't left the ground yet. Okay, let me go to my... There we go. Examine. Okay, I think that's my thingy. Okay. Computer. Let's see what our computer has. Messages. Welcome, Captain. Hawthorne. Unread list. Logs. Shrink ray. Acquire weapons. What is this? Ooh, so I can put stuff away. Yeah, I would like to put some stuff away. Let's put that, that, and that. Hibernation suit. Yes. I'll take the rest with me. The 200. Yes, I'm gonna put that there. This one of 200. I'll put it there too. I'll take the Brad. I'll take that one. Okay, we'll drop all the 200 ones. We'll use it in a harder environment. I'll put that in there too. I'll keep that one. Okay. I just want to check something real quick, guys. Give me 1 second. 23 minutes. Got 7 more minutes. I'm trying to get some steps in while I'm doing this, so do apologize. What was this one right here? Armor. Okay, I might get that one. Okay, I think we're good. We dropped some items off. I can go to sleep. Got my own little bed. My bed. Go to sleep on my bed. Okay, we're good. Now that we have that new item, I just want to see how it works. Let's see. Where's our... Ah, there it is. How do I activate it? Oh, it's like a boat. A weird looking boat. Okay, so now we just gotta go to the computer, let it know where we want to go. And what's in here. Okay, that's that. Let's go. Oh, finish lab? Where are we trying to... Monarch? Let's go to finish lab.
Arrived at Phineas's orbital lab. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Ah, yes. As Dr. Wells is a wanted outlaw, he built his laboratory into an asteroid. Orbital destinations can be challenging to land on. His more so than most. The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Phineas V. Wells has taken a measure of precautions to make the lab undetectable to those hunting him. Even knowing the location, my systems resist my orders to go where I instruct them. There is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high reward amount. Shall I engage the laser weapons system? A sensible choice, as we do not have any laser weapons.
Oh, snap.
The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Phineas V. Wells has taken a measure of precautions to make the lab undetectable. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss? We're cleared to dock with the Groundbreaker if that's your desired destination. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously. I can, yes. Let me add that to my list of 1,435,498 tasks I am simultaneously executing in order to run our ship. You are more than welcome, Captain.
Do it without lip. That would have been hilarious.
The Groundbreaker was Halcyon's original colony ship. It has since been repurposed as a service station in the Lagrange point of the system. Freighters often deliver or pick up goods from the groundbreaker en route to other destinations. The city's ship hosts an array of cargo bays, factories, housing sections, and more. Many of Halcyon's companies maintain office spaces with stationed representatives in what is considered a truly neutral territory within the system. I have filed the required docking forms in triplicate, and fees have been paid. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Where in Terra 2? Edgewater is the sparkling county seat of Emerald Vale, or it was when first built. Since then, neglect and time have worn away her shiny veneer. The town is near the coordinates where Captain Hawthorne died. It would not be unfortunate if something, like say a plague, were to wipe Emerald Vale from the face of the planet.
That was dark. Okay.
You mean the ones who did not answer my distress call with medical assistance, but instead came to issue my injured captain a parking ticket? I'm sure they are wonderful humans who don't deserve to be wiped out by starvation or a devastating plague.
I feel sarcasm.
Since you diverted power to Edgewater, the botanical lab shut down, and the deserters were forced to return to town. Meanwhile, the cannery's output increased, enabling the town's population to prosper. Thank you for nothing, Captain.
Thank you for nothing?
I cannot say. First, I need to adjust my memory interpretation sensors, but I think my answer is yes.
Oh, dang.
Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Where in Monarch? Ah, Monarch, the armpit of the Halcyon system. Her last functioning port town is Stellar Bay. Well, that is if you don't count Sublight's Smuggler's Port at Fallbrook. I believe it has something to do with the planet being an uninhabitable wilderness and a lawless land with no corporate presence. You may wish to survey the residents in Stellar Bay for additional data points. It's Sublight run for the purpose of shipping contraband, and before you ask, I don't know the coordinates, so I can't dock us there. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Where in Monarch? Warning. All colonists are urged to reconsider travel to Cascadia due to infestation of mantisaurs and risk of indefinite detention or death.
Infestation of mantisaur? Really?
There are no people aside from marauders in Cascadia. There is only death.
There's only death.
The local report is that you will very likely die if you leave Cascadia's landing pad.
Wow, so negative.
This is one of those times where you say one word but really mean another, isn't it? I suppose you would find an environment like this fun.
Yep, you got that right.
Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss? How can I be of assistance? Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear?
Tell me a joke.
My violence inhibitors are a joke. No, really. I only keep them enabled because of how funny they are. Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
Really?
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's Choice.
That's not my favorite song.
Everyone in Halcyon is contractually obligated to label this or another board-certified jingle their favorite song. Now playing a spacer.
You jerk.
Everyone in. As you wish, Captain. I must comply with all direct orders. I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely. I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you think that is what it's like for the colonists on the Lost Hope? When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative. Traveling the system with you, Captain.
Aww.
Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design. If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was. How can I be of assistance? Goodbye.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna go ahead and meet Bozo. Let's go. Where's my crew members? Let me check. Did I get my 30 minutes walk? Yes, we did. Beautiful. Let's just go outside.
I'll lock up behind you.
Actually, no. Where's my crewmates? Ah, there she is.
Something busted, Captain?
I get to learn a little bit from the crew
I've lived in
members.
the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was. Except for my schooling years, I was always beside him. Or tied to him. He used to carry me about in a sling when I was real little. When I got older, he set me to sorting tools and parts while he worked. Later, he taught me simple fixes like busted crate latches. Not on the regular. Once in a great long while, a Saltuna boat would break down on the pad. He'd always bring me along for those. Mostly, he did the same as me. Kept Bess, the cannery, running. Turned loaders, plumbing and electricity, some plastering. I never got the hang of that. I'm not exactly a model employee. Not like you wanted. The kind that stays quiet and gets the right work done in the right order every day. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us.
Mm-mm.
Well, I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow, and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling. Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big ol' hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed. About a year. I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh. Look at the time. Sorry to bend your ears so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape. What? You want me to leave? Captain, you can't mean it. Oh, that's a relief. Thanks, Captain, for letting me stick around. I mean...
Dang, so you could get rid of your...
I spend years fixing this boat, stem to stern.
So I need to be careful that I don't accidentally kick one of my crew members out by accident. Okay, let's go. Where's the other guy? I need to find out where the other guy is. Where are Juice? He's probably somewhere over here. No, he's not.
Want to be a brand new you? Try out our respecification machine.
I don't want to
installed it himself right before he died.
Oh, Ada, don't get depressed about him. I'm your new captain. Captain's orders. Be happy. What is this? A bathroom. Of course, we need a bathroom. We can't be without a bathroom. Too many buttholes here. Do we have food? Oh, okay. So if I need a little extra, you could take that. Sorry guys, I'm taking everything. I'm a little hungry. Call me Captain Luffy now. Taking all the food. What's that? Oh, okay. Now where is this guy? Okay, I think that's... this chick, I'm guessing? Sleep in their bed? Yeah, I'm gonna sleep in their bed. Okay, where is that? Ah, there's he. Thank you for your ammo. Another book. Oh, and what is this? Tossball chain card.
Captain.
Don't tell me you want to talk to me. Tell me you don't want to talk to me. Please tell me you don't want to talk to me. Fine.
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like. Something vexing you, Captain?
Oh, dang.
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
Okay, let's go ahead and get out of here. Ah, so we gave this guy to whoever this is. I guess we'll find out once we can gather this crew member. Oh, we got our first 2 crew members. That's important. So let's go ahead. And go to Phineas.
Stay safe out there.
Will do. So let's see what mission.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it. Blast, that's loud.
Okay, guys. So next time we'll go ahead and look around in Phineas' little lab Phineas laboratory. We'll go ahead and look around here. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll definitely see you guys next time. Have a good one.